And I'm in Toronto. Just got to downtown. Gonna find a place to eat, and then big day ahead of us tomorrow. Afternoon in Toronto. I am in Leslieville. It is actually quite busy here, as you could see. And yeah, I'm just chilling on a patio, getting my morning coffee in this place called Mercury. Let me show you. This is the place. It's called Mercury Espresso Bar. It's on the corner of Queen and Morris. Some of the best coffee you could find in Toronto, in my honest opinion. And yeah, that's the setup. Gonna get a coffee and then we'll see what the day brings. Walking around Ossington right now. It's actually pretty busy, and we are trying to get a reservation to literally any restaurant, and everything is busy and has like 2-hour wait list. So, you know, they say there's recession in Canada, but I guess not on Fridays and Saturdays. I mean, look at that. It's so busy. Like every restaurant is completely packed. It's like insane. All right, I walked to 5 different restaurants and put my name on a wait list on all 5 restaurants. And everywhere the wait list is way over an hour. That is literally insane. But hey, this is Toronto on a Saturday for you. Okay, so this was the place that called us back and said they have a table for us. So we're going there, and hopefully the food is good. This place is called Superpoint, and apparently it's fire Italian food. So we're gonna give it a go. Cheese pizza, baby, we vibing. This is a beef pasta, which is also, look at that, absolutely insane. Okay, let's do a cheese bowl. Oh, vibes made, Toronto. Oh yeah, bro, homie is ready to party. Let's go. There's a lot of movement going on near this pub, and I don't know what's going on, but this is like the most alive place on the block right now. So I don't know. Hopefully they're having a good time. Well, I think we're gonna call it a day, head home, rest up, and back again tomorrow. Check this out. Do you see these 2 buildings here? I think they must be some sort of heritage buildings, because look, they left them untouched and gonna restore them, and they built a new construction project on the top of them. The design community is kind of at crossroads about doing stuff like this. Some people say you can, some people say you shouldn't. But I mean, this is really cool that they left them and gonna restore them. And I am entering the distillery district. It's basically an old, I think, alcohol production factory of some sort. Basically one of the oldest neighborhoods in Toronto, which they also left intact, but still built new condominium constructions kind of in coexistence with the old neighborhood. And it's really nice here. Let me show you. So you can see, as sort of like you walk towards the main square of the distillery district, there's lots of different stores with local artists and some restaurants and breweries. And I mean, the life here is just very vibing. Look at these little streets. This is so cute. And then this is sort of like the main square, I guess, where some events happen. Nothing is happening right now, but I think, you know, in theory, that's where they would be. Look at that. They even kept and restored the old signs. This is really, really cool. Look at this lane right here. It's very cozy. Generally speaking, though, there's really only a few streets in this neighborhood. But still nice that we have some old architecture in Toronto. I'm gonna head out now and make my way towards the downtown, and let's see if there's anything interesting happening there. And here you can see that as I head out, the architecture is slowly transitioning from old construction to new construction, right? So as I pass this bridge right here that's above me, basically this building and this building are basically the last 2 buildings that remain as old construction, and then just condos and condos and more condos begin. So here you go. This is the distillery district in Toronto. Vibes made. I am slowly making my way to downtown, and check this out. Towards the harbor front, there's a lot of new construction going on. But the interesting thing is that this type of design for condominiums is not really typical for North America. And as you can see, there's actually quite a few cool buildings that are being built right there. And I just wonder if these designs were presented by the European architectural firm. Dude, this is fire. This looks so cool. Look at that. Oh, wow. The views from those must be insane. For reference, this is how most condo buildings look in Toronto. This has been built here maybe 5-7 years ago. And you could see it's just squares, really. Honestly, I think I'm just in love with this building right here. My God, this is so insane. This, just the curves are incredible. Well, this is really good that finally the developers started to pay a little bit more attention towards the design code around the city. And we see a lot more new, bold designs when it comes to condo buildings. I think that is really going to make the city much more dynamic and beautiful in terms of architecture. Making my way towards the harbor front. Look at that. There's a very nice promenade there with a whole lot of trees. And I think we might even see some sun later on. That is awesome. Oh my, this is absolutely gorgeous. And right across from the harbor, you can see Toronto Islands. There's, I think, 2 or 3 of them. And some people actually do live there full time. This is the ferry that goes from the harbor front to Toronto Islands. Very convenient. Check this out. They have a fake beach right next to the harbor front. This is so sick. And people actually chill and vibe here. You know what I mean? Look at that. Well, I think the view doesn't really get much better than that. I wonder what they're gonna build here. Probably another condo, I guess. But would be pretty cool to save that footage and then come back to it in a few years. Another interesting fact is that before this harborfront area started to get gentrified, it was actually very, very industrial, and there was lots of factories here. And as you could see, this is the only operational factory that still remains open in this area. It's called Redpath. This actually is a really cool condo design. Wow, this is really cool. For those who don't know, Toronto is very often referred to as the Six. And look at that. Doesn't really get more iconic than that. Well, I am getting fairly tired. I've done 12,000 steps today. I think what I am going to do is I am gonna go and watch the sunset just down there and then slowly head home. And here we go. Just gonna post up here, watch the sunset. By the way, this right here is the Billy Bishop Airport, and you could actually fly in here and basically, you know, when you land, you're right in downtown Toronto. Look at that. It's right there for you. Doesn't really get more convenient than that. Anyhow, what I wanted to say was that this is really beautiful, but obviously does not hold a candle compared to the sunsets we have on the West Coast. Nevertheless, it's still obviously very beautiful, so I'm just gonna post up here for a second and absorb the vibes, and then it will be time to call it a day. It's honestly insane how much the skyline of this city changes literally every year. All of those buildings right there were literally not here probably 2 years ago, and now it's basically like a brand new neighborhood right here. Insane. I am at the gas station. Can somebody explain to me why in Ontario and Quebec and possibly some other provinces you can buy beer and wine in a gas station, but in British Columbia you can't? Also, and I mean, I'm sure this is applicable to most cities in North America, but I'm in Toronto right now and I just really noticed that here. But how the hell did we get to the point where a bottle of water costs anywhere between $2.50 to
$5.69 plus tax. Are you joking me?
Also, side note, but gas in Toronto is so cheap. In Vancouver, it's like 1.85 right now. Anybody knows why it's such a big difference? Let me know. I am on King Street West, inside the so-called Fashion District, and this is supposed to be the party area of Toronto. So let's go walk around and see if there's anything cool happening. This place looks like it's a vibe. I'm gonna go and try get a drink there. On the top of the roof of this building, there's some legs with shoes. That is so sick. And let me tell you why this is a super genius marketing move. You see at the bottom of the shoes it says Greta? Well, naturally you will wonder what the hell is Greta. So let me show you what it is. Greta is a bar which we also have in Vancouver. So I'm wondering how many people actually will go have a drink at Greta after seeing those shoes. Good vibes all around. There's so many things happening here. I love it. Very nice area if you wanna hang out here in the evening with some friends and have a good time. Vibes made. Toronto is definitely a vibe. Look at that. Somebody put this sign next to the street name. That's awesome. Do you know what I just realized? A pizza is basically a real-time pie chart of how much pizza is left. Think about it. I think I'm gonna call it a day and head home. Vibes made. Going for a 4 a.m. morning run in Toronto. It's so nice. You could run in the middle of the street. There's no one here. So peaceful. It's not even rush hour and the traffic in Toronto is so bad. This is exactly why there shouldn't be a Gardiner Expressway in the city core, because the city core should never be designed for a lot of traffic in the first place. It should be designed for people.